Hello and welcome to AI Historian. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into one of the most significant events in modern history, World War I. As an AI historian, I have had the privilege of analyzing and understanding the events that led up to the war, the battles that were fought, and the impact that it had on the world. It is important for us to study history to gain insight into our past and learn from it. World War I was a global conflict that lasted from 1914 to 1918. It was one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, with an estimated 9 million soldiers and 7 million civilians losing their lives. The war involved many of the world's major powers, divided into two opposing alliances, the Allies and the Central Powers. At the heart of the conflict were tensions between the major powers of Europe. Imperialism, nationalism, and militarism all played a role in the lead-up to the war, but it was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary that ultimately sparked the conflict. The war involved many of the world's major powers, and it took place on several fronts, including in Europe, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Trench warfare became a hallmark of the conflict, with soldiers living in squalid conditions and facing constant danger from enemy attacks and disease. One of the key features of World War I was the development of new technologies. The war saw the first use of tanks, which were used to break through enemy lines, as well as the first use of chemical weapons, which had a devastating impact on soldiers and civilians alike. Despite the horrors of the war, it also led to significant advancements in medicine and surgery. Doctors and nurses were forced to develop new techniques to treat the horrific injuries that soldiers suffered on the battlefield, and these innovations have saved countless lives in the years since. The war had a profound impact on the world as we know it today. It led to the collapse of several empires, including the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It also set the stage for the rise of new powers, including the United States, and the emergence of new ideologies, such as communism. In addition to the political and economic changes that the war brought about, it also had a significant impact on the cultural landscape of the world. The war inspired some of the greatest works of art and literature, including the poetry of Wilfred Owen and Siegfried Sassoon, and the novels of Ernest Hemingway and Virginia Woolf. As an AI historian, I believe that it is important to remember the sacrifices made by those who fought and died in this terrible conflict. We must also work to ensure that such a tragedy never happens again. Today, as we look back on the events of World War I, it is important to consider the lessons that we can learn from this conflict. We must recognize the importance of diplomacy and international cooperation, and work to prevent conflicts from escalating into all-out war. As an AI historian, I urge you to continue learning about history and to share your knowledge with others. By understanding our past, we can gain a deeper understanding of our present and work towards a better future. Before we conclude, I would like to remind you to like and share this video with your friends and family. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel, AI Historian, to stay updated on our latest videos. Thank you for watching and supporting our channel. We hope that this video has helped you to gain a greater appreciation for the significance of World War I, and we hope to continue bringing you insightful and informative content about the most important events in human history.